Watching the area's only primetime local newscast, Fox 55 News, first at 10.
Tonight on Fox 55 News, an automobile museum in Auburn hosting its second annual car cruise, celebrating Hoosiers' dads this Father's Day. And later, President Biden touting a new milestone in the fight against COVID-19, how the U.S. is progressing with vaccination rates, and what's still to look out for. Plus, Democrats and Republicans coming together on a proposal for infrastructure, what their framework for the bill calls for, and how it affects you. Fox 55 News starts now. Good evening, I'm Nico Panisi. Thank you for joining us. Well, it was a hot and humid day today, helping strong, severe storms fire up this evening. Meteorologist Alita Donnelly is in tracking the storms moving through the area, and she's in with the latest. Alita.
Nico, for the most part, we are going to continue to sit underneath this severe thunderstorm watch until 1 a.m. Now, as you can see, just further to the south of our area, the Indianapolis area was also underneath the severe thunderstorm watch earlier, but that has now been canceled. So I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see some of these counties being dropped out of the severe thunderstorm watch. But then further to our north, you can see we still have that severe thunderstorm warning, but also there is now a tornado warning in also heading further to the north in Branch and Hillside counties. Otherwise, many of us in the area pretty much seeing those drier conditions moving in. A little bit of shower activity, maybe a few rumbles of thunder heading into southern Van Wert County. But otherwise, we're not really seeing too much behind that as you can see more showers just off to the west in northwest Indiana. But as we take a further look off to our west, this was the first line that slid through earlier. But then as you can see, plenty of showers and storms off to our west. Now, this is all associated with a cold front, and that's going to be sliding in as we do make our way through the rest of the night. So we are going to continue to be tracking some of these stronger storms building in, but for the most part, I think a majority of our severe weather threat has wrapped up this evening, and we will be continuing to be seeing that chance of some of those heavy downpours and also some of those stronger wind gusts with that cold front as this does slide through during the overnight hours. But Nico, I'll have more on the timing on when we're going to see those showers and storms arriving in a few minutes.
Fox 55 just received information from Fort Wayne Police about a shooting earlier this evening. At approximately 6:48 p.m., officers with the Fort Wayne Police responded to the 1800 block of Aileen Street for a possible shooting. When officers arrived, they found an adult female who was shot inside the residence. The woman is in critical condition. We'll update you on the web with more later this evening. Well, one man is dead after a crash Saturday afternoon. Fort Wayne police say the crash occurred a few minutes before 5:30 p.m. at the 2400 block of East Paulding Road. Police say one vehicle was speeding east on Paulding while the second vehicle was attempting to turn. The two collided and the driver of the merging vehicle was ejected. The man was transported to a local hospital and later was pronounced dead. The crash remains under investigation. Well, happy Father's Day to all the dads at home watching, and to my dad in North Carolina who's watching this while he's streaming it. Families in Auburn got to celebrate the day riding a piece of history. Fox 55's Kelsey Mannix says how an automobile museum revved up for dads in the community today.
The sounds of early 20th century engines filled the streets of Auburn today for the second annual Father's Day Classic Car Cruise. Hosted by the Automobile Museum, it's a unique way for people to get a taste of what life was like 90 years ago.
We try and get people to connect with our collection and our history and our mission on a daily basis. And what better way to do that than actually having a drive or a ride in one of our vehicles?
The pandemic forced the museum to cancel the cruise in 2020, but the inaugural event 2 years ago was a huge success.
In 2019, we had 300 people turn up, and we were here from 2 to 7 o'clock at night giving rides. So it turned out to be a bigger event than any of us expected.
Car fans like Bob Berger are happy it came back after a year off.
Things were kind of idle, but they survived, and we're glad we're here, and it's fun.
Guests had 5 cars to choose from, including this Auburn from 1931 for a quick cruise around town.
We've seen people coming here from Virginia, Erie, Pennsylvania, just in the couple of rides that I've given today.
The car most people were interested in was the 1930 Duesenberg Model J.
It's a beautiful car, and it just purrs going down the road.
But getting a ride in any of these cars is special.
Well, this is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and I think it will live on in their lives for a long time.
This is not something that's going away. We want more people to love the classics, and it's our job here representing the home of classics to get people into them.
In Auburn, I'm Kelsey Mannix, Fox 55 News.
All of the cars at the event today were made in the 1930s and were driven by museum staff and volunteers. Rides were free, but at-will donations to the museum were encouraged. Holy Trinity Greek Orthodox Church will host its second annual Greek Festival. Greek Fast and Go is this upcoming Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. The drive-thru will be held at the church located at 110 East Wallen Road with authentic Greek food and an expanded dessert menu. This year, Holy Trinity is celebrating 41 years of sharing their Hellenic culture with Northeast Indiana. The Indiana Department of Transportation announces the reopening of northbound exit 305A on I-69 in Fort Wayne. Northbound exit 305A closed to be realigned with State Road 14 and Illinois Road as part of an ongoing interchange modification project. INDOT reminds drivers to slow down and to use caution while driving in and around work zones. All work is weather dependent and schedules are subject to change. And now a look at COVID cases in Indiana. Here are Saturday's numbers: 230 new positive cases. 8 COVID deaths bring the total to 12,801. The 7-day positivity rate is 2.5%. Here's a look at state COVID vaccinations within the last 48 hours. 12,440 new doses have been administered. This includes both doses of the Pfizer and Moderna vaccine, as well as the single-shot Johnson & Johnson vaccine. 8,560 are now fully vaccinated. To find COVID-19 information on cases, deaths, and vaccines in your area, make sure to visit our website at WFFT.com. President Biden touted a new milestone in the fight against coronavirus. Friday, 300 million shots were administered in 150 days. The president also encouraged even more Americans to go out and get vaccinated because of a dangerous COVID-19 variants that are spreading around the world. Nick Watt has the details.
We're heading into, God willing, the summer of joy, a summer of freedom.
But will the Delta variant, which recently ravaged India, become the dominant strain here in the U.S.?
I anticipate that will be the predominant variant in the months ahead.
Over in Britain, this more contagious variant now accounts for 99% of new cases. What does that actually look like? Well, case counts there are rising, but death rates are not. The increase is primarily in younger age groups, says a British health official, a large proportion of which were unvaccinated.
Could the Delta variant force us back into lockdown?
I don't think so, because so many people have already been vaccinated.
In the U.S., 65% of adults have now had at least one shot. The vice president is touring the country, encouraging more.
Isn't that an extension of love thy neighbor?
Meantime, Michigan opens up Tuesday. Ohio's COVID-19 emergency declaration ended today.
We have basically lifted almost all of the orders.
The president's goal is this: 70% of adults at least one shot by July 4th. Will we make it? Federal officials still won't give a straight answer.
We're doing everything we can.
The data suggests the country will not meet that ambitious Independence Day mark, but
We've gotten 300 million shots in the arms of Americans in 150 days, months ahead of what most anyone thought was possible.
Nearly 45% of the U.S. population is now fully vaccinated against coronavirus. That's 149 million Americans. 16 states have already reached President Biden's goal to vaccinate 70% of adults with at least one dose. That includes some states with large populations like New York, California, and Pennsylvania. 14 more states have vaccinated more than half of their residents, and we are well on our way to the president's goal. Florida's cruise ship industry gets a win in federal court. The state received a preliminary injunction that halts enforcement of no-sale orders against cruise ships by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The judge writes the CDC's orders on the industry are, quote, likely constitutes an unconstitutional delegation of legislative power to CDC in its filing. Florida had said the CDC overstepped its authority and its sailing order does not take into account vaccine access and COVID-19 mitigation measures. The judge will allow the CDC to offer a narrower injunction in an effort to protect public health. A new study shows people infected with COVID-19 may experience some loss in gray matter in the brain. The study from the UK indicates the areas of the brain affected are the ones that control taste and smell. That finding correlates with the most commonly reported symptoms of COVID-19, the loss of smell and taste. While researchers believe the findings are compelling, they've not been authenticated by peer review. Also, because the study only looked at COVID-19's patient's brain shortly after being infected, the long-term effects are not yet clear. The Republican and Democratic co-chairs of the Problem Solvers Caucus say they're optimistic about coming together on a proposal for infrastructure. Their framework for a bill calls for adding more than $750 billion over an 8-year period. But even they admit that not everyone in Congress will be on board. John Lawrence reports.
There's been some progress on Capitol Hill regarding the Biden White House's infrastructure plan.
Last week, I heard from a lot of my colleagues saying, I just need to look at one other issue. You know, can you do this? Can you do that? But there's a lot of interest in having a bipartisan proposal.
21 senators, 10 Democrats and 11 Republicans are inching closer to a bipartisan deal on parts of the proposal.
If you want to work with Republicans to spend $1 trillion on infrastructure, it's available to you. If you don't want to go that route and you pick a $6 trillion reconciliation package, I think you'll get a lot of pushback from every Republican.
Speaking of pushback, Senator Bernie Sanders is calling for a larger price tag for the bill to cover issues like climate change.
I sometimes think we get boggled down in numbers, and that's important, but we got to look at what the needs are of the American people, what's going on right now.
And as talks continue, the clock keeps ticking.
When you come out of a pandemic, America suddenly understands we've got real fractures in many areas. That's how we got Social Security. That's how we got Medicare. Now is the time to act, and we need to do it this summer.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Some moderate Democrats, including West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin, say they are leery about the cost of Sanders' plan, and some have hinted that they will not support it. Coming up, Juneteenth being recognized as a federal holiday, why some activists say there's still more to be done. Plus, for the first time, the VA will make gender confirmation surgery available to transgender veterans. How this policy change marks a major step forward for those eligible. And later, a night of celebration turned into a deadly night of tragedy in Florida. Details on police investigation and why they say this was a targeted attack against the LGBTQ community.
The stress of an emergency continues long after. Get Life Care before you need an ambulance. Call 422-9172 today. A Life Care membership is just $59 a year. A small price for peace of mind.
It took us years to find the perfect bun for Culver's Pretzel House Pub Burger.
It's got the nice pretzel flavor on the outside, but when you open it up, it's light and airy. Got a nice sweet flavor to it. It literally melts in your mouth.
This bun is perfect for a Pretzel House Pub Burger. Seared fresh beef, tangy mustard bistro sauce, pickled red onions, 2 slices of bacon, served with our signature cheddar cheese sauce.
This bun was made for this burger. This is perfect.
I think it's an awesome burger. Welcome to Delicious.
Researchers found that nearly 9 in 10 adults are wearing shoes that don't fit properly, resulting in leg, hip, and back pain that could be avoided. At Pilcher Shoes, our staff is trained to properly fit each customer in every style we offer. Women's size 4 to 13 and men's size 6 to 20 in widths from 3A to 6E. Whether you need running or dress shoes, work boots, or sandals, Pilchers can fit you properly and have been for over 70 years. Pilcher's Shoes on Main Street in North Webster.
Need a wheelchair, scooter, lift chair, or other type of home medical equipment? Frustrated with purchasing approvals? Access One has the most comprehensive line of scooters, power wheelchairs, lift chairs, and beds. We're the area's leader in stair lifts, platform lifts, and access ramps too. We promise a hassle-free and affordable experience, and unlike the others, we'll help complete your insurance paperwork.
At Access One, you're more than just a customer.
So let our family help your family.
Incomparable design makes it beautiful. State-of-the-art technology makes it brilliant. The Lexus NX with pedestrian detection, lane departure alert, and Amazon Alexa compatibility. Standard. Experience the crossover in its most visionary form.
Get special offers on the 2021 NX 300.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Relive the best of this year's dog show.
Beautiful, beautiful. Who will be crowned top dog? Down, 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 down.
The stress of an emergency continues long after. Get Life Care before you need an ambulance. Call 422-9172 today. A Life Care membership is just $59 a year. A small price for peace of mind.
Juneteenth being recognized as a national federal holiday. Employees, some got the day off. The state capitol raised the official Juneteenth flag. Parades and parties and festivals were held throughout the day. Aisha Hasni has more on the celebrations and speaks to activists about why it's not enough.
For the first time ever, America is celebrating Juneteenth as a federal holiday. Juneteenth marks the day when slaves in Galveston, Texas, learned of their freedom for the first time in 1865, more than 2 years after the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation. President Biden signed the bill making Juneteenth National Independence Day a national holiday on Thursday, but Black Americans have been observing it long before this year. It's typically celebrated with music festivals, dancing, and more, but activists are reminding people Juneteenth is not just a party.
Juneteenth should not be used in a way that avoids the issue that Juneteenth represents.
Cities across the country raised the Juneteenth flag to recognize the holiday. At least 9 states have declared it as an official state holiday, and hundreds of companies have offered a paid day off or holiday pay. Many have made the move over the past year in the wake of the deaths of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and other Black Americans.
It's really not a feeling, it's just an acknowledgement of who I am, of where I came from.
But many activists say making Juneteenth a federal holiday is only a first step. They're calling for more action against racial injustice, such as changes to school curriculum, police reform, and more.
If we're not actually talking about Black life in relation to this, to me it's more so just going to be another day off.
The last time a federal holiday was created was Martin Luther King Jr. Day back in 1983. In New York, Aisha Hasni, Fox News.
More than 100,000 names will be removed from Georgia's voter registration. The voter files being removed are said to be obsolete and outdated. This is the first time Georgia has done a major purge of voter rolls since 2019. But the state does regularly remove felons and those who've passed away. 13 other states have enacted nearly 24 laws that restrict ballot access since the 2020 election. For the first time, the VA will make gender confirmation surgery available to transgender veterans. The move by the Biden administration represents a major change in policy for eligible transgender veterans. The approval of gender confirmation benefits is seen as part of the effort to make the rights of the LGBTQ+ individuals a priority. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin repealed the Trump-era ban on most transgender people serving in the military after Biden took office. The U.S. Supreme Court is supporting a Catholic foster care agency accused of discriminating against same-sex couples. The justices unanimously ruled Philadelphia violated the First Amendment when it froze its contract with a Catholic social services. The agency was receiving taxpayer funds. Says it does not work with LGBTQ+ couples who want to be foster parents because of religious objections. The issue before the court was whether Philadelphia could require foster agencies to comply with its non-discrimination law. Well, a night of LGBTQ pride turned into a night of tragedy in Florida. One person was killed and another was critically injured at the Stonewall Parade. Rafael Pires has more on the story.
We were waiting for the parade to begin, and all of a sudden there was a thud.
Reaction after a pride parade turns deadly after a truck crashes into two pedestrians. This witness says she too was in the parade, just feet from the crash.
First thing we saw was lights. We saw the emergency vehicles approaching.
We heard, all the cops rushing there, but we thought it was the start of the parade. We had no idea.
According to witnesses, a collision happened along the route of the Stonewall Pride Parade Saturday in Fort Lauderdale. Police confirming two men were hit, one dying from his injuries. People in the parade shocked by what happened.
It's tragic. I'm just, like I said, hopefully, God willing, it's not what I thought, my first thought and my first reaction.
You can't go anywhere anymore without fear for your safety and fear for your life. It's very, very sad.
Coming up, 4th of July fireworks might be a bit harder to come by this year. Why retailers say the industry is seeing a nationwide shortage.
Behind the showers and storms tomorrow, we're expecting to see some breezy conditions. I'll let you know how long we're going to see these breezy conditions sticking around for in a few minutes.
You may hate the color rouge. Well, now it's sapphire blue. Why stick with something you despise? So in life, the rose you oppose. Just say, better get Mako.
Elwood Scratch and Dent Appliances now makes buying that new range, refrigerator, dishwasher, or laundry pair easier. Choose from brand new major appliances or a large selection of closeouts, clearance, and factory blemished appliances. At Elwood's, no credit is needed and financing is available. Just text 5819 to 22462 and apply online today. Elwood Scratch and Dent Appliances, 2808 Lower Huntington Road, Fort Wayne. Local, friendly, and family owned.
If by chance he's admiring your fresh coat of Benjamin Moore soft sky blue, well, that's a pretty high compliment, coming from an expert. Find Benjamin Moore Premium Paint, available now from the experts at Mommy Paint and Supply.
Come to Jungle George's, where we have 30 new arcade games and virtual reality. Book your birthday party to get one free VR ride. Bounce free and play our 18-hole miniature golf free 7 days a week. Call 260-387-7392. Come to Jungle George's, where we have 30 new arcade games and virtual reality. Book your birthday party to get one free VR ride. Bounce free and play our 18-hole miniature golf free 7 days a week. Call 260-387-7392.
All Denny's pancakes are made to order with fresh buttermilk, but this month's Spotlight Stack is a patriot. Fresh, sweet, and full of freedom. New red, white, and blue pancakes. This month's Spotlight Stack. See you at Denny's.
When the feet that don't take a break need a break. That's a job for O'Keeffe's for Healthy Feet. It's America's #1 selling foot cream for guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked feet. Also available in O'Keeffe's Working Hands. Guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked hands.
You may hate the color rouge. Well, now it's sapphire blue. Why stick with something you despise? So in life, the rose you oppose. Just say, better get Mako.
This Hell's Kitchen isn't about who goes.
Give me your jacket.
But how many go.
I'm not done yet.
Monday at 8 on Fox 55 Fort Wayne. And now, your forecast from the Fox 55 Severe Weather Center.
Good evening, everyone. We're seeing a wide variety of temperatures across the area. Right now in the Summit City, 81 degrees, same temperature over in Huntington and also into Bluffton, but just a little bit further to the north where we saw some of those heavier showers and storms earlier this evening. 63 your current temperature in Kendallville and 70 right now in Auburn. Now, as we take a look at those watches and warnings, we're still sitting underneath this severe thunderstorm watch that will last until about 1 a.m. For the most part, all of those warnings, though, are out of our area. just to the north and also just to the east. So we're going to continue to be seeing some of these showers sliding off to the east. Otherwise, we're starting to see a little bit of shower activity firing up into Kosciuszko County, also heading into Whitley County. But otherwise, we're pretty much just going to see these showers move from west to east as we do make our way through the rest of the evening hours tonight. And what we're really looking for is this main event that's off to our west. Now, we're still all associated with a cold front that's going to be sliding into the area as we do move through the overnight hours. So right now, there are plenty of severe thunderstorm warnings and even some tornado warnings with this line, but I think it is going to dissipate by the time it gets here. So as it does, we are expecting to see some drier and quieter conditions by the time we get through the early morning hours. So really expecting to see those showers moving in after 1 a.m. and will be sticking around until about the morning commute. So with that, we will need to grab those umbrellas first thing in the morning. But that severe weather risk through the second half of the night, I really think is going to be dissipated from what we saw earlier this evening. But we're also still expecting to see some heavy downpours with some of these stronger showers and even those storms. But what we're also looking at is the isolated chance of some of those storms pushing that 58, 60 mile an hour range for those strong damaging wind gusts. So as we move through the day on Monday, showers continue through the early morning hours and into about lunchtime. Then we'll be seeing those partly cloudy skies pretty much dominating as we head through the afternoon hours. Now it's going to be a much cooler day across the area as we'll see those high temperatures for your Monday actually happen close to about midnight. Otherwise, those temperatures will sit into the 70s through most of the rest of the day. And once we start to see those skies clearing as we head through Monday night into your Tuesday, well, that's going to allow temperatures to fall. I don't think that we're going to see the upper 40s for many of us, but I do think some spots will be seeing that, and we will be seeing temperatures into the low 50s by the time we get to the start of the upcoming week. So 70 your low temperature night. Again, still expecting to see another round of those scattered thunderstorms moving through the area, but we're really not looking at seeing too much in terms of severe weather. On Monday, we will be seeing somewhat breezy conditions as we'll be seeing those wind gusts up to about 25 miles an hour coming out of the northwest, and this is all behind a cold front that's going to be sliding through. So with that, we'll take a look at your 7-day forecast. 77 your high temperature on Monday as we make our way to Tuesday. 70 degrees though, mostly sunny skies there. A high pressure system moves in just in time for the middle of the week, keeping those cool and comfortable conditions sticking around. We'll see a high temperature of 78 though on Wednesday. We'll be a little bit warmer as we head into the second half of the week. 84 on Thursday, 84 again on Friday, and that's really where we start to see more of that chance of our next round of showers and storms at least moving into the area, as we will see that on Friday and even continuing into Saturday, Nico, as we'll see a high temperature of 80 degrees.
Well, it sounded quite angry when we were in the office
Yes.
earlier today. The storm was yelling.
Yes.
We were sitting in the office, and I was like, oh my goodness, I don't know who this guy got mad at today. But
yeah.
So are we going to be seeing more of that, or?
Well, we're expecting at least another wave to move through during the overnight hours, and with that, we're not really expecting at least too much in terms of severe weather, but we're still looking at those heavy downpours, which is what we saw here in the Summit City or just earlier this evening, but we're also looking at that chance of a little bit of some of those stronger wind gusts as well.
Well, thank you very much, Alita. Coming up, Kim Jong-un warns that North Korea is struggling with a food shortage. What is causing the soaring prices of local goods in the country?
In America, the future belongs to everyone, so we built the vehicles for the people who protect the future for everyone. Ford, built for America. First responders and military personnel get 1,000 appreciation cash. Learn more at buyfordnow.com.
We may be known for fish, but there's something for everyone at Big Eyed Fish. Stop by one of our 3 convenient locations and see why we're voted the best fish in the fort. Big Eyed Fish Bar and Grill on Wells Street features all-you-can-eat fish, beer and wine, and breakfast Tuesday through Sunday. Or try one of our express locations, north on Leo Road or southwest on Hillegas. Be sure to try Big Eyed Fish on Wheels. It's perfect for graduation parties. Big Eyed Fish. Once you try us, you'll be hooked.
After you're hurt, the real fight for your life begins. Who's on your side? A serious injury changes everything. Quality of life, family, health, and in those moments when you need help the most, you can count on us. If you've been hurt, put a fighter on your side.
Call Bookter Sinek today at 420-HURT.
Hey, Grandpa, someday I'm going to touch the top of that tree.
Well, why stop there when you can touch the sky? And
create amazing things. You can touch hearts, expand minds, and imaginations. But no matter what you do, I want you to promise me one thing, that you will always reach for the top.
I promise, Grandpa.
If you can dream it, you can find it here.
Bye, Mr. Tree.
Getting your air ducts thoroughly cleaned takes the trained professionals at Stanley Steamer using the most powerful equipment to get the most powerful results. Our equipment goes deep inside your ducts, removing years of dirt, pet hair, allergens, even dust mites. Unlike other air duct cleaning companies, Stanley Steamer cleans your entire system. Just look at how much dirt can be removed. Call today for a free inspection and save $50 on a cleaning.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
It's time to get together.
He said he'll spit on me.
See why we have you behind a shield?
Judge Mathis.
Build your Ford from the ground up. Want it in a regular cab, super cab, or super crew? You got it. In an F-150 built your way. And now get an extra $1,000 bonus cash on top of all public offers. All on a Ford built for you, by you. Order today.
You're watching the area's only primetime local newscast. Fox 55 News, first at 10.
The pandemic's sending retirement plans down, but alcohol sales are surging. And Dunkin' announces a new summer treat. Jackie DeAngelis has these stories and more on today's Fox Business Briefs.
The coronavirus pandemic hitting millions of Americans' retirement plans hard. 35% of Americans say they tapped into their retirement savings using about 44% of what they have saved in order to make ends meet over the last year. That's according to a new study published by Real Estate Witch. Meanwhile, nearly 40% of baby boomers put their retirement plans on hold during the pandemic. Close to 1 in 5 surveyed saying that they spent more than $25,000 from their savings. The pandemic also causing alcohol sales to surge to an 18-year high. That's according to the International Wine and Spirits Record. Consumers were looking for different flavors in alcoholic beverages. Wine resonated with many in lockdown, while spirits such as whiskeys and cognac grew the fastest since 1990. Cocktails, they grew by more than 52%. And Carnival Cruise Lines announcing a data breach in March may have exposed personal information about customers and employees on Carnival Cruise Lines, Holland America, and Princess Cruises. That information includes social security numbers, passport numbers, dates of birth, and addresses. Carnival has not said how many people were affected. And Dunkin' is adding a new item for summer, introducing their strawberry-flavored popping bubbles. The chain says that it's their take on bubble tea, and it's lighter and has a less chewy feel. The popping bubbles debut nationwide on June 23rd and can be added to any frozen or iced beverage.
Amazon is expected to surpass Walmart as the nation's top realtor. Analysts with JP Morgan predict Amazon, whose sales jumped 39% in 2020, will become the largest retailer in the U.S., possibly as soon as next year. Largely due to the coronavirus pandemic lockdowns, online shopping has taken off, putting e-commerce growth, quote, forward 3 years. The report goes on to say, quote, the dramatic growth of e-commerce over the past 18 months has accelerated Amazon's rise to dominance, and even the largest traditional retailer may soon fall behind. Those 4th of July fireworks might be a bit harder to come by this year. Retailers say the industry is seeing a nationwide shortage amid supply chain issues and shipping delays. Fox's Matt Galka has the story from Arizona.
Well, it's that time of year again, time to buy fireworks, and that usually means those pop-up tents on the side of the road. But there might be a lot less this year.
We're going to make the best of it, and we're going to have a big selection.
This red-hot fireworks tent would normally be open by now. The husband and wife retail fireworks team sells the legal stuff in Arizona, sparklers and pyrotechnics, but they're tough to come by right now.
Anything that's imported is struggling to get here. And this is an industry, retail fireworks, consumer fireworks, that is totally imported and handmade.
Supply shortages are hitting the entire industry, meaning some of their pop-up locations will have to fizzle out.
Normally run over 20 locations in the valley, around the valley, and I'm probably only going to run 10. this season because I don't have enough product.
On the professional side, business happens to be booming at Fireworks Productions of Arizona.
To compare and contrast this year versus last year, much better. We're much closer to our 2019 numbers, meaning that we will do 84 fireworks displays during the week of the 4th, with 48 displays actually on the 4th of July.
Since they had so few shows last year, they had product to carry over this year.
Our company has not suffered what everyone's calling the fireworks shortage at this point. Because we had less shows last year, obviously we had more inventory left over.
But if you're not going to look at one of the pro displays and you're trying to do something at home, retailers suggest buying early.
If you see a tent and we have product, it's time to shop.
Yes.
Now, typically the people who are running these pop-up tents, they're from nonprofits or church groups, and they use them as fundraisers. So the less tents there are out there, the less funds there are to raise.
I'm tracking showers and storms going to be heading back into the area as we make our way through the overnight hours. I'll have a full check of your forecast in a few minutes.
Super sale at John Klopfenstein Furniture and Flooring. Save 30 to 60% off, plus free financing for 5 years. Save on all furniture, ceiling mattresses, and all flooring at John Klopfenstein Furniture and Flooring. Northeast on State Route 1 and Leo, southwest on Illinois Road.
Motorcycle accidents happen. That's why you need the Kelly Law Office's Rider Law Card. We're lawyers who ride, fighting for injured riders so they get the justice they deserve. We also stand tall in the community by sponsoring the Miracle Ride, Indiana Bike Week, and Bean Blossom Biker Fest, as well as the American Legion Riders and Toys for Tots. Call the firm that gives back and arm yourself with the Kelly Law Office's Rider Law Card today.
American woman.
Together again. Live in concert. Randy Bachman and Burton Cummings. August 12th, 8 p.m. Bollinger Theater. Celebrating music from the Guess Who and Bachman Turner Overdrive and Burton Cummings. Tickets on sale now at Fort Wayne Parks or Ticketmaster.com.
Need a wheelchair, scooter, lift chair, or other type of home medical equipment? Frustrated with purchasing approvals? Access One has the most comprehensive line of scooters, power wheelchairs, lift chairs, and beds. We're the area's leader in stair lifts, platform lifts, and access ramps too. We promise a hassle-free and affordable experience, and unlike the others, we'll help complete your insurance paperwork.
At Access One, you're more than just a customer.
So let our family help your family.
What's in your Bun Box? A Bun Box is the solution for your business or residential waste removal needs. Whether you're remodeling or just cleaning house, Bun Box has the right container for the debris. Bun Boxes are perfect for construction debris, trash, metal, concrete, or asphalt. Bun Boxes can even separate recyclables. We have the Bun Box that is right for your home or business. Our roll-off containers come in sizes from 15 to 40 yards. Call today and get a Bun Box for your next project. What's in your Bun Box?
Sale at John Klopfenstein Furniture and Flooring. Save 30 to 60% off, plus free financing for 5 years. Save on all furniture, ceiling mattresses, and all flooring at John Klopfenstein Furniture and Flooring. Northeast on State Route 1 and Leo, southwest on Illinois Road.
Kim Jong-un warns that North Korea is struggling with food shortage. Residents say prices of local goods are soaring. Paula Hancock has more on the story.
Last year, we had a typhoon.
Sun Kwon Kim was known locally as Dr. Corn, an agricultural scientist who developed high-yield corn strains and took them to North Korea. His first visit in 1998, towards the end of the devastating famine, he said the situation was worse than any other country he'd worked in. Up to 3 million people may have died. The actual number is unknown. Dr. Kim says he sent 1.6 million bags of fertilizer and nearly 100 tons of corn seeds and corn to Pyongyang over the years. That ended abruptly when North Korea shut its borders in January 2020.
Because of COVID, I cannot visit. Because of COVID, even this year, no super sweet corn seed, I slashed last month. I'm going to DMG. I just hand over to water, but they they did not accept my, ideas.
Kim Jong-un said this week food shortages are a top priority, saying the people's food situation is now getting tense, according to state-run media KCNA. The news bulletins are focused on preparing for the upcoming rainy season. Youth groups have been recruited to help in the rice paddies. A nationwide focus on the recurring issue of food insecurity. The United Nations estimates North Korea will have a shortfall of more than 2 months' food this year if it cannot supplement with food aid or imports, both unlikely while the border is closed. It predicts a harsh, lean period later this year.
Normally, North Korea imports grain from China in large quantities when the price is low. But with COVID restrictions, movement is impossible, and the price of imported goods such as flour and sugar has risen considerably.
Pyongyang residents tell CNN even some locally produced goods have risen in price in recent months, giving an example of the price of potatoes tripling in one market. The UN is calling on Pyongyang to allow humanitarian aid to cross the border, but no sign of easing restrictions yet. In April, Kim Jong-un called on the country to prepare for another, quote, arduous march, a term most recently used to describe the deadly famine of the 90s and a clear signal from the very top of hard times ahead.
Across the U.S., vaccination rates remain the same, despite warnings about the Delta variant, the latest concern with health officials. We're also learning about a new study that says a significant number of people who contracted the virus experience health issues 30 days or more after the initial diagnosis. Mandy Gaither has the latest in today's Health Minute.
It's a trend in the right direction. New COVID cases, hospitalizations, and deaths continue to go down.
Instead of heading into a summer, like last summer, of isolation, uncertainty, and loss, we're headed into a summer of joy, celebration, and increasing freedom from the virus.
But the Delta variant, first identified in India, is still cause for concern. U.S. health officials worry it may spread more easily, and vaccines may be slightly less effective against it.
It's not just the appearance of another variant, it's the behavior of this variant.
While the Delta variant accounts for nearly 10% of U.S. COVID cases, vaccination rates don't seem to be picking up. However, they're not dropping off either. Studies show at least 2 vaccines do provide protection against the variant. Public Health England found the Pfizer vaccine to be 96% effective against hospitalization after 2 doses, while the AstraZeneca vaccine has proven to be 92% effective.
We're going to continue to push vaccination beyond the 4th of July into the summer, so get as many people vaccinated as we possibly can.
Health experts say there's another reason for vaccination. A new study shows nearly a quarter of COVID-19 patients had at least one post-COVID condition 30 days or more after being diagnosed.
This can affect any and everyone, which is a big part of the reason why we are pushing these vaccines.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
A smelly, dilapidated home becomes a hot commodity, and a daredevil puts on a dangerous show in the sky. Coming up in today's Take a Look at This.
And after a thriller in Texas last night, the Comets are coming home with their series tied at 1. We've got all the details and more for you coming up in sports.
Broke down, been in a wreck, cost more to fix your car than it's worth? Call Tammy's Auto Recycling and get cash fast for your vehicle. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Tammy's Auto Recycling, 246-2468.
Down on the farm, we're always picking what's fresh.
Try Bob Evans' fresh and new Pick 2 combos with new premium salads and tasty sandwiches. Get a lot for a little, starting at $5.99.
Attention transport drivers. A better opportunity is waiting for you now at Jimbo & Company Transport in Middlebury. Take the jobs you want. Delivering to 48 states with a variety of manufacturers, you can work all year round. And with consistent backhauls, you can get paid both ways. Jimbo & Company Transport is family owned and driver friendly. See for yourself on Facebook. Your skills have never been more valuable. So check the driver requirements, then apply online at jimboandcompany.com.
There's something about a fresh start with a whole new perspective. Because after everything we've been through together, we're all ready to move forward. Maybe that's the home you've been dreaming about.
For sale.
your next set of wheels, or a brand new checking account. There are so many things you've been waiting to experience, and today you're invited to start something new. At ProFed Credit Union, you're invited. Federally insured by the NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
Timbercrest Senior Living Community in North Manchester offers services for all stages of life, including independent living, where you can maintain your independence, assisted living in an environment that will suit your individual needs, and nursing and memory care for those in need of full-time care. Licensed professionals provide rehabilitation services, including physical and occupational therapy. Call to schedule a visit at Timbercrest, a place to call home.
If you're worried about spoiling your dinner with any of our dollar sliders from 2 to 5 p.m. at Arby's, do what I do. Order a dollar shake to take your mind off it. Arby's, we have the meat.
Broke down, been in a wreck, cost more to fix your car than it's worth? Call Tammy's Auto Recycling and get cash fast for your vehicle. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Tammy's Auto Recycling, 246-2468.
What do you think? Cowboy boots, leather jacket, an Indian headdress. You could be all the village people wrapped up in one.
Weeknights at 6 and 6:30 on Fox 55.
A busted, smelly, vandalized home is for sale and is being marketed as is. And believe it or not, offers are pouring in. Jeremy Roth has today's Take a Look at This.
In the real estate game, sellers sometimes get creative when advertising a less than desirable property.
That's dilapidated.
Rustic.
That house is on fire.
Motivated seller. But one real estate agent in Colorado is letting it all hang out, advertising a property for sale as the house from hell. The 5-bedroom property was vandalized a year ago by an evicted tenant. It's covered in profane graffiti, has carpets soiled in animal waste, and a broken basement refrigerator filled with rancid meat.
We have an expression, if it smells, it won't sell. And obviously, I am putting that to the test.
Agent Mimi Foster is advertising the heavily damaged home, which is also located in a landslide zone, as not for the faint of heart, but full of potential. And despite being priced at nearly $600,000, Foster says she's been inundated with offers, a telltale sign of the red-hot real estate market.
I have not seen this kind of hysteria even in this market.
Speaking of risky propositions, a famous daredevil put on a sure-footed show in the sky as part of a new school's grand opening in Buffalo, New York. Nick Wallenda, yes, of the famous Flying Wallendas, walked a 320-foot-long tightrope 5 stories above Duesenberg College. Ever the thrill seeker, Wallenda shed his safety harness and walked the last few feet untethered.
Screw it.
School officials said, like Wallenda, their facility will push boundaries in healthcare education. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
And now, your forecast from the Fox 55 Severe Weather Center.
We're still underneath this severe thunderstorm watch until 1 a.m. throughout the entire area. Now, there is a tornado warning just north of our area in Michigan, but otherwise, we have seen the severe thunderstorm watch at least expand further to the west as we do have that line of showers and storms all associated with a cold front moving through northern Illinois. Now, a lot of us are still seeing some dry conditions, a few isolated showers trying to make their way back into the area, but otherwise, we're pretty much expecting to see that for a few more hours. But as we take a wider look at satellite and radar, you can see that line of showers and storms off to our west. Now, we do have some severe thunderstorm warnings with this line, and it is expected to diminish as we do move through the rest of the night. So that's something we're keeping an eye on as we do move through the overnight hours, but we're really expecting to continue to see that diminish. So again, overnight, we're expecting to see a low temperature about 70 degrees as we do move through the overnight hours. So with that, we will be seeing those temperatures slowly falling as many of us are seeing those temperatures into the 70s and even the low 80s now, but again, we're still going to keep that chance of rain around as we do move through the rest of the night. Tomorrow, another breezy day for many of us as we will be seeing those winds gusting up to about 25 miles an hour, and with that, we will be seeing those winds start to come out of the northwest as we do move through the afternoon. So with that, we are expecting to be seeing those breezy conditions, but that's also going to bring in some cooler air as we do make our way through the week. So we're going to see a high temperature on Monday of 77 degrees. I think that's going to happen close to about midnight. By the time we get to about Tuesday, though, a high pressure system is going to be sliding into the area as we do make our way into the middle of the week. So with that, we will be seeing a high temperature of 70. Then we'll be warming back up to about 78 degrees by the time we get to about Wednesday. But we really crank up that heat and humidity as we make our way into the second half of the week. And that's all thanks to another system that's going to be sliding in as we do wrap up the work week. So we'll see a high temperature of 84 both on Thursday and again on Friday. But by the time we get to your Saturday, that's where we're expecting to see those scattered showers and storms moving through the area once again. We'll see a high temperature of 80 degrees there. But by the time we get to Sunday next weekend, I think it's actually going to be a very pleasant day to spend some time outdoors as we'll be seeing that high temperature of 78 degrees. And if you want more weather information, you can download our Fox 55 Severe Weather Center app or head over to our website, WFFT.com.
And now from Fox 55 News, this is your local sports.
Anderson lost in front. Cooper shot. Score! Oliver Cooper ends it. We're tied and we're coming back home. Oliver Cooper with the game-winning goal. What a comeback here for the ages. The Comets winning in overtime, 5-4.
Well, the Cardiac K's have done it again. Evening, everyone. That goal last night from Oliver Cooper gave Fort Wayne a 5-4 win over the Allen Americans in Game 2 of their Western Conference Finals series. And how they pulled it off, well, I still don't know, honestly. The K's entered the third period trailing 4-1 before scoring 4 unanswered goals in the third period and overtime to win the game. Now, the win tied the best-of-5 series at a game apiece, and now the series shifts back to Fort Wayne for games 3, 4, and, if necessary, 5. Game 3 will be played Monday, Game 4 Tuesday, Game 5 Wednesday, again, Game 5 if necessary. All 3 games will begin at 7:30 at the Coliseum. Tickets for the games are still available. Let's hit the diamond. Tin Caps Dragons wrapping up their 6-game set in Dayton today. And the Tin Caps bats were in fuego in this one. Top 2, 2-on, 2-out for Kelvin Malion. And he gets into this pitch, cranks it over the left field fence. His first homer of the year. It's 3-0 Tin Caps. Top 5 now, Dragons back within a run, but the Caps haven't answered. Johnny Holmza lines a ball into center. It falls in for a hit. Malion around third, slides in just ahead of the tag, makes it 4-2 Tin Caps, and the floodgates would open from there. Top 9, 6-2. Goody Ruiz lines a ball fair down the left field line. 2 more runs come on home, makes it 8-2, and then later in the inning, Malion back at the dish, slices this one just fair down the line in right. It's going to plate another pair of runs. 4 for 5, 5 RBI day for Malion. He was a double short of the cycle. Tin Caps, they go on to take 2 of 3 to close the weekend. They win 11-2. They start a 6-game set at South Bend on Tuesday. Let's hit the pitch. Fort Wayne FC back home tonight hosting the Flint City Bucks. And it was the visitors drawing first blood. 25th minute off the set piece here. Jacob Erlinson heads this one home past Joe Bowles, and it's 1-0 Bucks. Later on in the half, 37th minute, another good look here from Flint City, but Bowles there to make the point-blank save, keeps it a 1-goal game at the half, but just under 3 minutes into the second half, Bucks get another. This time it's Amadou Sissi gives Flint City a 2-0 lead. They would add another later in the half. They blink Fort Wayne FC 3-0, the final tonight.
And you don't think that emotion says it all? Rachel Dinkoff, you've got a ticket to Tokyo.
Yeah, what a moment for DeKalb grad Rachel Dinkoff. With her 5th attempt yesterday, sitting in 4th overall, Dinkoff launched this throw 197 feet, 6 inches to move into 3rd place and officially secure her spot in this year's Olympic Games. A 2012 DeKalb grad and former Auburn Tiger, Rachel posted on her Twitter last night saying it was her childhood dream to become an Olympian, and now that dream has become a reality. So congrats to Rachel, and you'll hopefully be able to hear from her on tomorrow night's show. Switching gears to some high school sports, Bishop Dwenger has a new athletic director, and his name is Greg Slee. Slee will take over for John Bennett, who retired after leading the Saints athletic department for the past 11 years. Originally from Northwest Ohio, Slee played college baseball nearby at Huntington University, and he's lived in Fort Wayne now for the past 14 years, and he says he's excited to take over and keep the Dwenger tradition alive.
I'm really excited. I mean, it's big shoes to fill. I mean, Bishop Dwenger, they're known for their athletics. So I'm up for the challenge. I think there's a great support staff, Mr. Schiffley, Mr. Bennett. I've met a lot of great people already, so I feel the support from the community as well. So yeah, it's going to be a great experience. I'm excited to get started and once again, just continue that success that Bishop Dwenger is known for.
Congratulations to Mr. Slee. You can check out my full interview with him. That's over on the Fox 55 Sports page at WFFT.com. Finally tonight, let's head out west for some U.S. Open final round action. Jon Rahm, have a day on your first Father's Day. 17, the Spaniard rolls home this 24-footer for birdie, drops him to 5 under par, and he claims a share of the lead with a hole to go. Then on 18, he does it again. Curls this putt to the bottom of the cup for a birdie and the outright lead. Rahm shoots a 67 on the day, heads to the clubhouse with the lead at 6 under. The only guy left chasing him, Louis Oosthuizen. He bogeyed 17, dropped him to 2 shots back, so he needs to chip in for eagle on 18 for the tie, but he can't get it to drop. That means Rahm wins the U.S. Open for his first major title, and he's the first Spaniard to ever win the event as well.
It's incredible that I'm sitting next to this trophy, you know. A couple of weeks ago, I watched my good friend Phil win it. Not this one, but win the PGA, and I took a lot of inspiration from that, you know. I've been close before, and I just knew on a Sunday, the way I had been playing on the Sundays the last few majors, I just had to be close, and I knew I could get it done. And I'm keeping that good Sunday mojo going, and man, I got it done in a fashion that apparently only can happen to me at Torrey Pines.
Man, what a moment. Congratulations to John. That is going to do it for sports. Nico, back over to you.
All right, thank you very much, Justin. As COVID-19 guidelines ease around the nation, things are getting back to normal at the happiest place on earth. Starting next month and just in time for the 4th of July, the skies above Disney theme parks will light up with color once again. Closing fireworks shows have been a popular Disney tradition since 1957. Walt Disney called them the perfect kiss goodnight after a magical day at the park. And just remember, before you go, the park requires reservations.
Cool. I love fireworks. I know they're obviously not, you know, they're sometimes a little controversial around, you know, little kids and animals and stuff, but I do love them for cool occasions like that.
Have you ever seen the fireworks at Disney World?
I have not. I need to, at some point in my life, I need to see them.
Yeah, so. the last time I was there was about 5 years ago, but for real, it is the perfect kiss to a wonderful day at the park. Absolutely. All right, and now a final check of weather.
Well, we're going to continue to see that chance of rain as we do move through the overnight hours. Not really seeing too much across our area now, but just off to the west, that's really what we're tracking. It's all associated with a cold front that's going to slide through during the overnight hours. But again, a reminder, guys, we're still underneath that severe thunderstorm watch until about 1 a.m. in the morning.
Well, thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Evelyn Harper, counselor.
What do you want me to do, Mom?
Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, fall into your little horse.
2.5 men.
After you're hurt, the real fight for your life begins. Who's on your side? When you need help after a serious injury, you can count on us. Put a fighter on your side.
Call Booker Sinek today.
It took us years to find the perfect bun for Culver's Pretzel House Pub Burger.
It's got the nice pretzel flavor on the outside, but when you open it up, it's light and airy. Got a nice sweet flavor to it. It literally melts in your mouth.
This bun is perfect for a Pretzel House Pub Burger. Seared fresh beef, tangy mustard bistro sauce, pickled red onions, 2 slices of bacon, served with our signature cheddar cheese sauce.
This bun was made for this burger. This is perfect.
I think it's an awesome burger. Welcome to Delicious.
Now's the time to get a Ford built for you, by you. Pick your color, your wheels, and other available features specifically designed for your Ford. Want an F-150 with a 12-inch touchscreen, 400 horsepower in an Explorer, or a moonroof? You've got it. And now an additional $1,000 bonus cash on top of all public offers. See your dealer for a Ford built for you, by you. Build and order your select Ford today and get $1,000 bonus cash in addition to all public offers.
Elwood Scratch and Dent Appliances now makes buying that new range, refrigerator, dishwasher, or laundry pair easier. Choose from brand new major appliances or a large selection of closeouts, clearance, and factory blemished appliances. At Elwood's, no credit is needed and financing is available. Just text 5819 to 22462 and apply online today. Elwood Scratch and Dent Appliances, 2808 Lower Huntington Road, Fort Wayne. Local, friendly, and family owned.
After you're hurt, don't let the insurance company decide for you how the rest of your life will be lived. Fight. After a serious injury, you don't need to go it alone. Count on us.
Put a fighter on your side.
Call Bookter Cenac today.
Never miss what's happening in your neighborhood with the Fox 55 News app. Get breaking news alerts, local headlines, sports, and weather. Watch anytime, from anywhere. Search Fox 55 and download it free today. Available in Google Play and the App Store. Fox 55 News app. Get it today. Fox 55, first at 10.